Some prepare a holy space, others still will know their calling through the lives that they embrace. All are called to this moment, all are called in many ways. Hearts knit strong by compassion, all are called to this day. Some are called to Some are called to lift their voices, knowing no one is alone. All are called to this moment. All are called in many ways. Hearts and strong, high compassion. All are called to this day. We are called to venture boldly and to love's most earnest plea. When we weave our lives together, stronger still our call will be.
All are called to this moment.
This moment,
All are called.
all are called in many ways.
Hearts knit strong by compassion. All are called
All are called
to this day. All are called. All are called to this day.
Amen. Thank you.
We come into this place awakening, enlivening, emboldening the Spirit. Our spirits, we gather, for there are things we must do. Hurts we must mend, and wrongs we must end, and wounds we must tend. We gather. For there are songs we must sing, melodies to share with hearts laid bare by the notes that carry our spirits home. We gather. For there are times we must dance. Because when all seems lost and our bodies are weary and the cost of living seems too much, the Spirit says dance. However your body does. And so I need your help with me in this moment. So the Spirit says do, and so we will do. And the Spirit says sing, and so we're gonna. And the Spirit says dance, and so we're gonna. So let your spirit rend your body rise and join your voice with mine, and let's sing Spirit says do.
You gotta do when the Spirit says do. You gotta do when the Spirit says do. When the Spirit says do, you gotta do, oh Lord, you gotta do what the Spirit says do. The Spirit says do, 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 the Spirit says do. You gotta sing when the Spirit says sing. You gotta sing when the Spirit says sing. When the Spirit says sing, you gotta sing, oh Lord, you gotta sing when the Spirit says sing. Spirit says sing, 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 Spirit says sing. It's time to dance, you gotta dance.
This week, we have been called to be, to do, and to hold on to the threads of our callings.
All are called.
And we have work to do. So much work.
All are called to this moment.
Yes, yes, we are in the mud and the muck and the joy and the beauty.
All are called to this day.
As the generations have taught us, the moral arc of the universe is long, but with fulcrums, it bends towards justice.
All are called, all are called, all are called.
As we move into these days and weeks and years of carrying forth from this General Assembly in Kansas City with our callings and commitments, we hearken to the invitation of the poet. So I invite you to join with us in reading from William Stafford, The Way It Is. The poet reminds us, there's a thread you follow. It goes among things that change, but it doesn't change. People wonder about what you are pursuing. You have to explain about the thread, but it is hard for others to see. While you hold it, can't get lost. Tragedies happen. People get hurt or die. You suffer and get old. Nothing you do can stop time's unfolding. You don't ever let go of the thread.
Can't move on, and I've lost my faith, and I don't belong. I keep calling out, but I'm losing ground. I know I need help. Oh, I'm slipping down. Hold on. Hold on. Now the wheels have turned and have split my skin. I must find the strength to start again. Can you still see the best in me? With our heads held high, we must jump and fly. Help me out, hold on. Oh, oh, and I've lost my faith, and I don't belong. I keep calling out, but I'm losing ground. I know I need help. Oh, I'm slipping down. Hold on.
In these recent days, we've learned so much in and about Kansas City, about ourselves, our faith, our callings, and our challenges. But as we leave, there may be one or two things you still need to know. Just down the road a bit in Cocker City, Kansas, is the world's largest ball of twine. Imagine unraveling that. And another thing, it's a story of Nell Donnelly Reed, a local innovator in the garment industry in the 1900s. And there's a museum nearby that shares more of the story of this city and the intricate weaving, warp, and weft of women's entrepreneurship, economic sustainability, and creativity, inspired by a core value of beauty, equity, and compassion.
Which reminds me of an ancient story. Perhaps you have heard it before. Once there was a tailor who made wonderful clothes, beautifully designed and thoughtfully constructed, but in a context of unfair labor practices and various oppressive systems of empire. As the ancient tale goes, this tailor collected the scraps from the coats and pants and dresses that were left over, and one day the seamstress, tailor, and this crafter had enough material to make their own cloak.
Oh, it was wonderful. Threads of many colors, each piece a story woven into one whole, holy work of beauty. Different, of course, than the styles of the day, but it was magnificent and warm and beautiful.
Over time, the coat was worn and washed and stained and frayed. But in time, the coat came to make a lovely jacket. And in more time, with wear and tear and weather, and the day came that the jacket became a fine coat, a fine vest.
And then you know what happened. The passage of time on the unraveling and the reworking of the pattern. And the vest became an apron, worn for pie baking in warm summer kitchens. Then a handkerchief, and tears of joy and tears of sadness soon rendered the cloth merely enough to make one final button. And oh, how that button was held with intention, with a clarity of knowing all the history and hope of a community.
And one day, Taylor's grandchild held the button and said, "Is this all there is?" And the seamstress said, "Oh, dear one, here in each thread there is so much. This button is 100 stories of mine, now to be tied to 100 stories of yours. And all of our stories are woven fine with the generations past and the generations to come."
Dear ones, Let us weave these threads and let us always be called to share these stories of faith and hope and love. Our stories of our callings, our memories of General Assembly, our hopes and aspirations, our commitments to the work of repairing the world. All of this is heard in these threads.
Oh, had I a golden thread and needle so fine, I'd weave a magic strand of rainbow design, of rainbow design. In it I'd weave the bravery of women giving birth. In it I'd weave the innocence of children all over the earth, children all over the Show my whole human family my rainbow design. Bind up this sorry world with hand and heart and mind, hand and heart and mind. Far over the waters I'd reach my magic band to every human being, so they would understand, so they'd
We invite you to tie that thread around your wrist or a finger or a button on your collar as a call to memory of what you are called to do.
And who you are called to be. Moving out into these months ahead,
Until we meet again, may the thread that ties you
To me,
And to me, remind us of our callings committed to at this General Assembly. because we are indeed ever growing in our learning that the testimony of your daily living is the missing remnant in the fabric of our future.
May these threads call us to be the change we wish to see, with our commitments to weave the tapestry of love known as growing as beloved community.
I know you can. I know we can. In our garment of destiny, in our shape-shifting faith.
We can hold on to our callings, hold on to one another, hold on for dear life to that which we hold most dear. There's a thread you follow. It goes among things that change, but it doesn't change. You don't ever let go of the thread.